Let me ask you something, and it's going to sting. How many promises have you broken to yourself this year? How many mornings did you say, "Tomorrow I'll change," and then woke up to repeat the same life you claim you want to escape? You didn't stay stuck because you're weak. You stayed stuck because you've been waiting for a big moment to save you. And big moments never come. Here's the truth. Your life didn't fall apart overnight. It fell apart in tiny pieces, small choices, small excuses, small moments of, "I'll do it later." And if you don't fix those small things now, you're going to destroy the next 10 years the exact same way you destroyed the last 10. Stay with me, because what I'm about to say isn't pretty, but it will explain exactly why you're stuck, and how the smallest habit in your day can rebuild everything you've lost. James Clear said, "Every action is a vote for the type of person you wish to become." But here's the real translation. Every day, you're either voting for a stronger life or voting for the same miserable cycle you swear you want to escape. Most people spend their entire lives voting against themselves. Not because they're stupid, not because they're lazy, but because they underestimate how powerful tiny habits really are. You convince yourself, it's just one video. It's just one skipped workout. It's just 1 hour wasted. And that's how people lose themselves. Small habits don't feel dangerous. That's why they destroy you quietly. Number 1. Why you're still stuck. Let's kill the illusion. You're not stuck because you lack motivation. You're not stuck because you lack talent. You're not even stuck because life is unfair. You're stuck because your system is designed to fail. Your current system looks like this. Waking up too late. Scrolling the moment your eyes open. Zero routine. No structure in your environment. No identity anchor. Discipline that depends on motivation. An all-or-nothing mindset that collapses after one mistake. That isn't a system for growth. It's a system for regret. You're trying to build a strong life on top of habits that belong to someone who doesn't care. And deep down, you know it. Number 2. The identity you've been hiding from. Now let's hit the real wound. You say you want to change, but your identity hasn't changed. The person who tries is not the same as the person who shows up. The person who wants to be disciplined is not the same as the person who is disciplined. Your identity is the invisible chain wrapped around your progress. If deep down you see yourself as someone who never finishes things, someone who's inconsistent, someone who always falls back, then your habits will match that identity every single time. Your brain protects your identity more than your future. So if you want to change your life, don't start by changing your habits. Start by changing who you believe you are. The 1% rule is not about doing more. It's about becoming someone who doesn't quit when results are slow. Number 3, the painful reality of small mistakes. Here's the truth most people never accept. Your life is shaped by tiny decisions repeated thousands of times. 5 minutes of scrolling, a skipped workout, a late bedtime, the junk food you justified, the book you didn't read, the project you delayed for later. Individually, these moments mean nothing. Together, they shape your entire future. You don't ruin your potential by failing once. You ruin it by building a habit of failure. One tiny choice at a time. And you know that's exactly what you've been doing. Number 4. Why small habits are your only escape. Atomic Habits changed lives because it focuses on something most people run from. Small habits don't demand perfection. They demand consistency. And consistency is the one thing you've been missing. The 1% rule isn't about doing something difficult. It's about doing something small, every single day, until it becomes who you are. Because tiny wins create a dangerous shift inside you. You go from, "I can't stay consistent," to, "I'm someone who follows through." From, "I'm lazy," to, "I show up even when it hurts." That identity shift is what actually transforms your life. Not motivation, not hype, identity. Number 5, the small habit that changes everything. You don't need a massive routine. You don't need 20 habits. You don't need a life overhaul. You need one habit, a tiny one, a habit that hits your identity harder than your excuses. Something simple, something doable, something daily. One push-up, one page, one cold shower, one short walk, 1 minute of cleaning, one journal entry, one practice session. This isn't about fitness or productivity. This is about proving to yourself that you can follow through again. Once you rebuild that trust, your entire system realigns. Number 6, The dark side of taking one day off. Here's the hidden danger. When you take one day off, you don't just skip the habit. You damage the identity. Your brain whispers, "See? You couldn't keep it up. See? You always go back to your old ways." That one day becomes a story. The story becomes an identity. The identity becomes your life. You've lived this cycle long enough to know it's true. Number 7. The turning point you never see. There is a moment in every transformation where nothing seems to be happening. No visible progress. No compliments. No results. Just effort and silence. This is where most people quit. Not because they're weak, but because they don't understand the invisible growth happening behind the scenes. Change happens slowly, then suddenly. And when people finally see your results, they'll call you lucky. Now listen carefully. Your life will not change because you watch this video. Your life changes when you do one small thing differently today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Not when motivation magically appears. Today. If you can't improve even 1% today, then stop lying to yourself about wanting a better life. If you're tired of breaking promises to yourself, if you're tired of restarting every Monday, if you're tired of being the same version of you year after year, do 2 things. Choose one small habit and start it today. And subscribe now. Because this channel isn't here to entertain you. It's here to rebuild you. One small habit at a time. One identity shift at a time. One day at a time. Your 1% starts now.